Hi everybody, I'm Valerie Alikakos, your chiropractor nutritionist, and in light of the current situation, we decided to close the office for the next couple of weeks. So I decided to bring chiropractic care to your home. And how will I do that? I'm going to do that through some short health classes that will cover a variety of different topics. And today we're going to cover the immune system, because I'm sure that's what's most on everybody's mind right now. How to keep the immune system and the body strong through all this to make sure that we have optimal health and guard us. In the meantime, even though the office is closed, I will be running these health classes every few days. It's a new concept in my mind, so I'll see how it unfolds. Also, I'm available for consultations, nutrition or chiropractic consultations. And in the chiropractic consultations, while we can't do the chiropractic adjustments, we can go through specific individualized postural work and exercises and stretches and strengthening to address any pain, any discomfort, or just any maintenance that you may want to have. Also, aside from consultations, I'll always be reachable, even though the office is closed. I'll be reachable through email, through the office phone. You can call. If I don't pick up, leave a message, and I'll return your call with any questions that you may have. You can also send text messages on the office phone number. It takes text messages. So whichever way you prefer to contact, please feel free to contact. I am here and available and very happy to talk to anybody that wants to reach out or needs to reach out for anything. Okay, so that being said, we're going to do these health classes. Today is the immune system. Oh, another thing I wanted to say, I have my notes here. Try to follow us on Facebook if you can. If you're on Facebook, go on Facebook and follow us, because I'll be doing these links on there. I'll be posting them there. Maybe in the future be doing some live Facebook videos. So we'll see how that goes. But do follow us on Facebook. All of our phone numbers, all our social media pages are on this email that I've sent to you right now at the bottom by the signature of the office. All those details are there, okay? While chiropractic, the adjustments themselves that we do are really great at boosting the immune system, being right now that we can't do that, that we're not able to get to the office for an adjustment. I can't either. I got mine a few days back, but I will be taking a break from that too, most likely. I'm not sure. My chiropractor is open. I'm not sure for how long, but in the meantime, there's a lot of things that we can do to help support our immune system and help really prevent us as best we can from trying not to get sick, whether it's this coronavirus that everybody's talking about or anything else for that matter, any chronic illness, any infectious illness or anything like that. And plus it's for our quality of life. So what we'll be talking about is all the lifestyle factors that we can do that help support our body and optimize our health. All right, so what foods do we want to eat to support the immune system? Well, I like to focus a lot on what foods that we shouldn't be eating, and actually I'd rather not focus on foods that we shouldn't be eating and focus on foods that we should be eating. What can we add into our diet? Because I don't want this to be deprivation. So what can we add to our diet? We want to make sure, and I know this is basic information, but it really is a good reminder. We want to make sure that we're eating whole foods and foods that are not very processed. We want that to be at the bigger scale of what we're eating and just minimize. We don't have to take out completely any food, but we want to minimize the amount of foods that are processed, foods that are considered unhealthy. So foods that we should focus on are lean, clean proteins, things like fish, meat, shellfish, beans, any type of beans. Peas, garbanzo beans, navy beans, they can be in soups, they could be hummus, cheese, nice clean natural cheeses, not the processed American cheeses, but the nice clean regular cheeses are also a very good source of protein, and these are sources that we want to take into our body. Protein helps us stabilize our body, and we like to have some protein throughout the day. Nuts and seeds are also a good source of protein. That includes nut butters, almond butters, peanut butters. Eat organic and wild wherever possible. We can't always have access to it, especially now. It's a little bit hard going grocery shopping and finding things that we want. Wherever possible. We're not going to stress out if we can't find the specific things that we're looking for, but these are things that we want to just, if we have them available to us, get them. Eggs also is a big, wonderful source of protein. Okay, I'm a big egg eater, so I love that. Nice, beautiful, fresh vegetables and fruits. Any type of fresh vegetable and fruit that you want to have, enjoy. Again, try to get them organic, but try to eat vegetables and fruits with your meals throughout the day. This way you get a good source. Whether they can be salads and raw vegetables, you may want to stick them with hummus and eat them like that. You may cook them, try not to fry them, lightly sauteed is fine, baked, in soups, whatever it is that you want to do. Vegetables are a great way to get some beautiful nutrient antioxidant into your system. So those are foods that we really want to have, and we want to eat a few times a day if possible. Unless someone is going through a fasting diets are very in right now. Follow whatever it is you're doing. That's a very good health thing too. It helps detoxify the system. That's fine if you're doing that. Follow that, fast for the time that you're fasting, and then get some really nice, powerful, dense nutrients into the body to really give it some support. I always say, try to eat 80 to 85% of these healthy foods, and your body will be able to take out any unhealthy foods that you may want to have as a treat. You may want to have a little bit of dessert. You may want to have a little bit of French fries, whatever it is that you may want to have that you enjoy. Life is meant to be enjoyed. Food is meant to be enjoyed. And, you know, I'm Greek, I'm Mediterranean. Our social aspect really revolves around food. So never would take it away from that. It's not a matter of stress. We don't want to, you know, get stressed out about what to eat. Just eat nice, beautiful, nutritive foods. Eat that for the most part, and really try to minimize sugars, candies, cakes, white processed flour in forms of pasta, breads, cakes, cookies, these type of things. Try to bring them to a minimum as much as you can. Okay, there's a whole bunch of really healthful varieties. You know, instead of white rice, try to eat brown rice. Instead of white flour, try to get whole grain flours that are less processed and put more nutrients into the body. Water. We have to drink a lot of water. Quantity and quality are very important when it comes to water, just like it is with food. So if you can filter out your faucet water, use any type of Brita or any of these filters that really will get some of the bacteria out, the heavy metals out, the contaminants out. Try to use those filters, or if you get bottled water, you know, natural spring water, it's fine. But pay attention to the quality of your water and drink a lot of water throughout the day. Keep the body hydrated. It's very important for the immune system. We're made up of 80% water. So it's really important to keep replenishing that. We lose that even at times when you don't realize that you're losing it. We lose it through our breath. We lose it through anything. It just keeps, so we need to keep replenishing that. And just when you think you have enough water, have a little bit more. So definitely keep yourself hydrated, keep drinking. I know some people don't like water. I have some patients that I know, one in particular, that hardly ever drinks water. So drink some water. What's important for supplements when it comes to the immune system? There are a few different powerful players in the supplement category that will really help with the immune system and really help fight off and break down viruses and bacteria. Now, this information is to say that it's a guarantee you won't get anything. All we're trying to do is optimize the body to be strong enough, and when the body is strong enough, it'll really help fight anything that comes our way. So that's our goal. Recommendations that I have for supplements: vitamin C is a big recommendation. Before I go into the list, I just want to keep in mind also, when it comes to supplements, the quality of the supplements and the dose is very important. The quality and the dose, and by quality, you know, I always provide links for my patients. I'll provide a link in this email or a future email or a very recent, you know, or email that I'll send out very shortly thereafter, from where you can get pharmaceutically graded supplements that I use in my practice. Most of my patients know about these companies that I use. Or if you're going to go to a health food store or grocery store, try to get supplements that are called GMP certified, good manufacturing practices. This stamp means that they have been sent to FDA approved labs for quality control. You may think it's not important, but it's very important. Just think if you would just get your pharmaceuticals from some place that you don't even know, hasn't been tested, you don't know what you're ingesting. These are things that you're ingesting. They interact with your cell in your body, and it's very important that they're clean, that what they state on the label is actually in the bottle, that they're free of contaminants, that they've been quality tested and tested for the dosaging being the correct dosaging that they're telling you, and all these other aspects of quality control. It's very important. I can't stress it enough. That being said, which supplements you take and also the dosing is important. Because, for instance, if you're given a high blood pressure medication by your medical doctor and he gives you a dose of 100 milligrams and you take 1 milligram, it will not be effective. It's the same thing with supplementation. So supplements that I recommend now, and these are general recommendations, it's individual. If anybody has questions, if they have contraindications, check with if you're on any medications, check with your medical doctor if it's okay if you take these specific supplements. These are immune boosting supplements and supplements known to help boost the immune cells and help break down viruses. Vitamin D, huge immunomodulator. It's an immunomodulator and modulates the immune system, so it's very good. Don't rely on doses that are in your general multivitamin. They're very low. I recommend 2,000 milligrams of vitamin D is considered a maintenance dose. So something higher than that if you're trying to boost your immune system. I take 10,000 a day, like every other day. So it's a high dose. You can take a lower dose, anywhere between 2,000 to 5,000, I think is a very good dose of vitamin D to take on a daily basis. Really huge player for the immune system. It's a good idea if you get a mix, which is very popular now, of vitamin D3 and K2. They usually come together. They don't usually come together, but they have plenty of companies that have now put them together because they interplay, and it's a very good combination to take. So vitamin D3, K2 combination, or if you can't find that, vitamin D3 is just fine. It's a big immunomodulator. Vitamin C is very important for boosts the immune system. It also helps build collagen. It's good for the skin. It's a beautifying supplement. Who doesn't need a little bit of that? But vitamin C is great for boosting the immune system, fighting infection. That you have to be careful the amount that you take, only because it can be irritating a little bit to the stomach and it may cause some loose stool. So you can start off slow. There's a couple of ways to mitigate that. If you take about 500 milligrams of vitamin C, that will not happen. If it does happen, you just cut back a little bit to a smaller dose, and then until your body adjusts, and then you try again in a few days. The higher dose, 500 milligrams, is not considered a dose that will typically create any type of situation for anybody. But you know, in case it does, 1,000 milligrams are usually in vitamin C supplementation. Usually they're very tolerable. It's higher than 1,000 milligrams that sometimes people may start having a little bit of an irritation. It just loosens your bowels is what it does. It's not doing anything disruptive or bad for you, but at the same time, we just want to take it to what they call bowel tolerance. So you want to take vitamin C to the tolerance of your bowels, so you're not getting loose bowels. There are certain ways that you can avoid that. There are vitamin C's that are specific, formulated, that kind of bypass that whole mechanism. So I take a high dosage. I take about 10,000 milligrams of vitamin C a day, and I have absolutely no issues. And it's not because I've gotten used to it. I take a specific formula, and I use a company called Vitality C, and they have a wonderful product there. So their product doesn't typically create a situation like that. Or if you take vitamin C attached to phospholipids, So vitamin C, when attached to these lipids, also usually does not create a problem. So you can take higher doses of those types of vitamin C if you intend to take higher doses. Zinc is a really huge player in the immune system, and it also helps to break down viruses. That's good at 10, 20 milligrams, not that high. And you may want to take a multi-mineral supplement. Check that the zinc, you may have enough in your general multivitamin if you are taking one. So check that out and see if it's somewhere between 10 and 20. I think that's a reasonable amount to take. If not, you can take them. They're very tiny, easy to take. You just take one per day. Zinc is good to take with food. I'm going to backtrack a little bit. Vitamin D, also important to take with food. These supplements should be taken with food. Vitamin C, a little better on an empty stomach, but either way is fine. Antioxidants are some of them I've already talked about. Vitamin A, vitamin C, vitamin E, and selenium. ACEs, those are our main antioxidants, although there's a ton of antioxidants. So selenium is another very good supplement to take. 200 to 400 micrograms, mcg, not milligrams, micrograms. And also probiotics. Very important to take probiotics. People always think probiotics is for the gut. It certainly is. 80% of our immune system is in the gut. 80% of our immune system is in the gut. Very important to support the gut system. Make sure that our gut is working properly. It's important for breaking down food and utilizing the nutrient that we're eating, but it's also important because 80% of our immune system and our immune cells are in the gut. Probiotics are very important. Taking a high dose of very good quality probiotic is very important, so it'll be effective. So that's a very good, and it's a very soothing supplement to take in the probiotics. There are a ton of things that you can do. Mushrooms are a huge immune booster because they have beta-glucans. They have other beta-glucans that are not in mushrooms. So any supplements that contain beta-glucans are studied and really help boost the immune system. Those are good to take. And then there's things like essential oils, oregano oil, thyme, oil of thyme, the herb, ginger, things like this. Very antiviral, antibacterial, very powerful, very strong. If you take them in liquid form, you will feel it. I mean, they are powerful stuff. They can come in capsule form, so it doesn't bother you. And they're also great for upper respiratory. Great for getting rid of upper respiratory infections and keeping them at bay. So these are not cures for the coronavirus, obviously, but they are very good at keeping these systems very strong, very powerful, and help them eliminate viruses and bacteria from getting into your system. So those are a few of the things that I have in mind that I think are very important for immune and for times like this, and things that we're trying to kind of keep away from all these illnesses that may be going around. Again, I'm going to provide links either in this current email or in a follow-up email. Exercise is very important. I'm skipping over to exercise now. It is very important. It does a lot of different things, and exercise will oxygenate the body. Oxygen is very important for keeping the respiratory system free of bacteria and viruses. Breathing in and getting oxygen is very important of keeping the lungs free of infection. Very helpful. People that are in the hospital that are bedridden and do not move, they always have them do deep breathing exercises to get oxygen in the lungs and prevent them to getting pneumonia, settling into the lungs. Very important. So pneumonia, there's, it is from these type of bugs. So oxygen, because these bugs are anaerobic, they do not like oxygen, they do not survive in an oxygenated environment. Getting oxygen deep into the lungs is very helpful for that. So exercise is a way of doing that. Exercise also pushes the lymphatic system. The lymph system is part of your immune system. You got to keep that lymphatic system moving, and the lymphatic system does not have a pump. The lymphatic system is stagnant unless you're in movement. When you're moving, the muscles are pumping your lymphatic system and pumping that lymph through to get all the garbage, the viruses, the bacteria, and any other type of toxic debris in your system that your body's working very hard to get rid of. So movement is a necessary thing for pumping the lymphatic system, which is part of your immune system. Okay. Exercise is also the biggest antidepressant that there is, more powerful than any pharmaceutical. And who can't use a little bit of that, especially in these stressful times? But in general, life is stressful. So exercise a little bit, get your mood in a better place, reduce your stress, boost your immune system, oxygenate the body, and do all these wonderful things that exercise does. Exercise does not have to be getting dressed, getting ready, getting showered, putting on gym clothes, going to the gym for an hour. Exercise could be 10 minutes at a time. Exercise could be a walk outside. People discount the power of walking. Just general walking. Brisk walking, even better. You'll get your cardiac, output even, better there. But if you just even want to do a leisurely walk, start slow if you don't exercise. Just do nice leisurely walking. And if you can do it outdoors, beautiful. You'll get some nice fresh oxygen, air, hopefully sunlight. If you don't feel comfortable going outdoors, you can walk inside the house. I remember when I was younger and my whole family was living together, I used to watch my brother walk back and forth in this diagonal line from one end of the basement to the other, one end of the basement to the other, very quickly. And I was like, what are you doing? And he used to look at me very defiantly and say, I'm exercising. And you know what? He was right. He was exercising. So my brother has a lot of gems, actually. He's a smart guy. So exercising can come in any form. You can dance in your house, you can sit on your couch and just pump your arms up and down, get the lymphatic system moving, get oxygen. Movement, it's just about movement. It could be even 5-minute intervals, and you can do a few of those 5-minute intervals throughout the day, or you can do a full-on workout. So exercise is very important. Stress. Stress creates a lot of stress hormones, and these stress hormones really quiet down and deplete our immune system. So while I know life in general is stressful, and this particular time is even more stressful because of all the uncertainty that's happening, it's important to do things that will distract us, take our mind off of these things that worry us. Even if it's for a brief period of time, at least you're giving yourself a break, and do things that you enjoy. Like we talked about, exercise is a huge stress reliever. You can listen to music, you can read a book, let it take you away. You can watch funny movies, you can have nice discussions on the phone with your friends or with people that you enjoy. Whatever it is that you enjoy, try to do some of those activities throughout the day. Give yourself some time. It's your time. There's a wonderful quote by the Dalai Lama, and I meant to open with this, but I'll say it now because it just came to my mind, and I thought it was just so appropriate and perfect for now. And he says, if you cannot go outside, then go inside. How beautiful is that? If you cannot go outside, then go inside. And I think, one of there's always treasures that we get with every difficult time in our life. There's treasures we have on a daily basis all the time. And this is one of the treasures that we have in this unfortunate time, is we're getting a little bit more time to go inside, reflect, meditate, quiet our minds, whatever it is. So I think we should really take advantage of that. So stress is a big one, and also try to switch our perception. Let's not focus on all the negativity. Let's try to be positive about it. We have a little bit more leisure time. We get to spend more time with our loved ones. I know that's a double-edged sword, but whatever. We do get to spend more time with our loved ones. And we get more time to cook. We get more time to nurture ourselves. We get more time to do exercise. We get more time to do things that we haven't wanted to, that we have been able to do, but wanting to do. So we try to switch the perception of what's going on. Sleep is another very important thing to boost the immune system. While we sleep, is when a lot of the healing happens. A lot of our healing happens while we're sleeping. So if we're having trouble sleeping, a good thing that we want to do is do some deep breathing prior to sleeping. It'll help relax the mind, or doing anything that decreases your stress. Reading a book always helps me sleep. Deep breathing also quiets my mind, and I feel like I get more rest that way. So make sure that you're sleeping, and we'll have more in-depth talks about this with all the different health classes that I put out. This one's already gotten way longer than I had intended, so sorry for that. I'm going to try to keep them more brief so it doesn't take up too much of your time. And the last thing I wanted to talk about as far as the immune system is do deep breathing. It is important for the same reason. One of the reasons that we talked about exercise is getting oxygen into the lungs. So deep breathing helps us get oxygen to the lungs. Number one, it'll help us keep at bay, at least from that aspect, any viruses and bacteria settling into the lungs. They do not like oxygenated environments. So we try to breathe in deep through the nose. Always our inhalation is through the nose, and we try to belly breathe, and that means expanding our rib cage and getting the breath down to the end of the lungs. Expand the rib cage by dropping the belly out, expanding the rib cage out, and taking a deep breath in all the way to the lungs. And you can exhale either way, through the nose or through the mouth, whatever's more comfortable through you. And you can pay attention also in general to your breathing throughout the day. We tend to breathe very shallow up until just the upper part of our lungs. So if we just try to kind of be conscious of our regular breathing even, so we start more naturally getting deep breaths. And you see children breathing, they're breathing deep, much deeper than we are. They belly breathe. We just forget how to do that. We want to suck our stomachs in and do all these things. But it's a good idea to do some deep breathing. Even though it's a deep breath, the body is relaxed. We're not engaging our shoulders and our neck. We're not stiffening up, trying to suck in wind. We're just getting a nice, deep but gentle breath in without stressing the body at all, and then letting it out naturally. In, nice and deep, and letting it out at our own pace. We try to slow it down just a little bit, and we do that for a couple of minutes. If you feel yourself starting to get lightheaded, stop, and then you can do it a little bit later on. Sometimes we're not used to getting so much oxygen to the system, so we get these type of sometimes numbing, tingling sensations, maybe a little bit of lightheadedness. It'll be very mild, nothing bad is happening. It's all good, it's oxygen, but sometimes when the body's not used to it, it can exhibit these little tiny symptoms. So deep breathing is very important. Try to go outdoors, even if you don't want to be out around people right now. Go to your front step, your backyard, whatever it may be. Just get some sunlight, get some fresh air. It's important. The air outside is much healthier than the air inside our homes. And I think that is our general class today for our immune boosting, things that we can do to feel better and to get our immune system stronger and able to ward off anything that may come our way as best as it can. We're just optimizing it. I'd love to hear any type of feedback, any questions that you may have, any suggestions that you may have. Like I said, I plan to do a couple of these master classes every couple of days. So if you have any suggestions on what you'd like to hear about, I'm also going to be doing postural classes because that's very important. I'm going to try to bring chiropractic here to you in a very practical way. So I'm going to do postural classes that will focus on the top part for any of you that are having neck, upper back pain, shoulder issues, low back pain, sciatica, all these things. We'll do posture, we'll do stretches, and really target areas on different days, as well as a lot of other different health topics. So again, any suggestions that you may have, let me know. Any questions, sign up to our Facebook page, like our Facebook page, and there's a way I think that you can link up that you'll get, because Facebook is a little funny with their algorithms. Our stuff may not come, so either check our Facebook page regularly, or somehow you can go on and ensure that you're getting, put us on the top of, you're getting our links that are coming out. I'm not very savvy with all that, but And remember, I'm available through phone messaging, text messages, or emails, and I'm still doing consultations nutritionally and chiropractically, even though I'm not going to be able to adjust, obviously, targeting areas through stretching, postural correction, exercises for anybody that's in pain, may have an injury, or just wants to do overall postural stuff. Our contact information is at the bottom of the email. Be well for now, and I miss seeing everybody, and I'm glad that we can at least find a way and keep connected. Be well.